The views expressed are not necessarily those of KSCJ and Powell Broadcasting Company. This program is not intended to replace the advice of doctors or other clinical providers. Consult with your practitioner to ensure the proper course of action for you.
Welcome to When Things Aren't Going Well on AM 1360, FM 94.9 KSCJ. This program is dedicated to your mental health wellness and brought to you by Family Services, a United Way partner agency. Here's your host, Art Silva.
Welcome back to When Things Aren't Going Well. I'm Art Silva, along with the girls from Girls Inc. and their program director, Olivia Ray. And we're talking about mental health and getting it from the young women's perspective. So with that, let me ask two of our folks we have in the chair now, what would you do for solutions? If you had the power, what would you do for mental health? To help with mental health?
Like, if my friend was going through something, I would have her, tell me, and so I could help her, give her advice.
Okay, let me ask you, what if your friend was doing something that they shouldn't be doing? Would you tell them not to? Would you counsel with them? Would you try to keep them safe?
I would keep them safe and tell them, reasons why they shouldn't do what they're going to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
How about you? These friends there's a lot of peer pressure, and peer pressure can sometimes direct you to something maybe you wouldn't do without that kind of pressure. So how do you feel about that? What if somebody asked you would you stop a friend from doing something that they shouldn't do?
Yes, I would help them and help them refocus their mind to do what's right instead of doing what's wrong.
I love that. Refocus their mind. That is absolutely right. Really good. Okay, let's get Olivia, let's hop in here. We're going to bring in the program director. She's done a wonderful job with these girls. This is the third time we've had the girls here, and it's absolutely wonderful. Olivia, can you give us a little background on what's going on at Girls Inc. with mental health? And these girls are all capturing a piece of it, but if you could kind of give me an overview, and we'll share that with our audience.
Absolutely. So I started my own nonprofit 2 years ago, which is called YANA. Stands for You Are Not Alone. I created it in remembrance of my best friend who committed suicide. And what my goal was for this was pretty much just to bring awareness to this whole thing, this whole stigma. And I figured if we can at least start by having some conversations, start by doing some activities around it, we could kind of, break that stigma and kind of reduce those numbers for youth that are at risk for committing suicide, those youth that are at risk for, substance abuse and that sort of thing. So that's where the inspiration came from. Kind of just wanted to keep her name alive and do something positive in remembrance of her. And the ultimate goal is to save as many lives as I can, even if it's just through conversation and activities.
You're right on the spot. I'll tell you, the statistics coming out right now, suicide is a problem. And people, the numbers show that people have planned it, didn't do it, but they're thinking about it, and that's bad enough. So I got to tell you, ladies, if you got somebody's back, and you think they're having a rough day, you gotta jump in there and help them. And I think, Olivia, that's what you're trying to do. Find the ones at risk. The most vulnerable people are the ones that really have the problems that we have to help. So we got to use our strength to reach down and pull somebody else up and hold them until they can stand on their own feet. And you did a great job. What would you say is the biggest, looking at mental health and the activities that's going on at Girls Inc., anything new happening there or something, because you have a national organization. So anything coming down from your national organization?
Yes, we actually just started our new TAC program, which we received a grant for. It's a teen advocacy council group, and these young ladies are also a part of that group. So they're learning the basis of advocacy. It's kind of touching into leadership, and they've actually picked the area of focus, and they're going to start advocating for themselves as well as other classmates within their school and also within the community. So that's been new. And it's been going pretty well. And I've been having Andrea's help with that. She's been awesome. We've been meeting for about 2 or 3 months now, and the program has been running pretty smoothly.
That's great to hear. Advocacy. We look at that Boys and Girls Home. That's where I work. And at Boys and Girls Home, we look for our people to advocate for mental health. You go off and tell people about mental health, that they should be concerned about it, and have that discussion. It's no more is that stigma where we can't talk about it. A lot of celebrity athletes have come out, and they say, and I'm having a tough time. Pressure is unbelievable. You can only take so much. We have a new person that's going to join us, and you want to share your name and what you do?
Hi, I'm Andrea. I kind of helped Miss Olivia with this whole program. I'm just really excited to be part of the program just because I was a multi-athlete in middle school and high school, and I struggled with mental health, and I didn't know how to reach out for help, and I really wish that there was a program like this when I was in school, because I would have joined in right away. So I'm just so grateful to be part of it and to help the girls out and teaching them skills that they can take forever. And it wasn't until I was having panic attacks, and that's when I started reaching out for help, and I have come a long way, and I'm just kind of teaching the girls that it's okay to ask for help, and especially these new girls. I mean, they're the future. Like, they're going to make a difference, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of girls. Like, they're active, they're encouraged, they're engaged in the conversations, and I mean, they're being shy right now, but I mean, in the classroom, like, they are in the conversations, they're engaged, they're on top of it. So yeah, just really appreciate it.
I know if I hung around here another half hour, they'll all be yakking because
Yeah.
they get that initial fear out of it. I'm just glad you're here. And you said something important, that you're still dealing with it. You're staying with it, and you're going to get to the point you want to be, but you're not there yet. So that is really a tremendous commitment and discipline.
Yeah, it's been hard. I went from being a multi-athlete, I went to play college basketball, and I realized, okay, I had to put my mental health first, and I took a step back. And I mean, basketball was my entire life, so it was really hard to put a stop on that. And so now I'm working at elementary school as a para, and also I'm in college to become a teacher. So learning how to balance 40 hours of work, college homework, and having a social life was very difficult, and it's still difficult to this day. It's not easy. There's days I don't want to take my medication, and there's days that I don't want to get up, but I still do it, put a smile on my face, and I'm like, I'm going to do it today, and I do it.
I love it. That's the attitude. You get knocked down, you dust yourself off, and get back up.
Yes.
It's not going to get me. I'm going to get it. And
Right.
having played ball, you have that competitive spirit in you, I'm sure, and you're going to win.
Right.
When this gets all done, you're going to win.
Yes.
So that is wonderful in sharing, and I love it, the fact that you can share with your other friends here, other ladies that are in here, and you can listen to an example, someone that's gone through it, what they've done about it, and the attitude, I'm going to fix this, and I'm going to be better. And there's no reason you have to go around feeling depressed or anxious about things. You can get help.
Right. That was one of the biggest things. A couple of weeks ago, we did have a conversation of it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
So I remember just always wanting to face things, and it wasn't going my way, and I was very negative. I mean, if you knew me in high school, I was a very negative person. I always looked at the bad things, and slowly and surely I've been showing the girls like positive affirmations, and I'm always telling them, be positive about yourself, and just say something positive about yourself. Or anytime they say a negative comment, I'm like, oh, let's rephrase that, it doesn't have to be 100% accurate, just something that's going to make you change your attitude and make it positive. So
That is a wonderful story. And how long have you been doing this?
This is actually my first school year. I
Okay.
did. I worked with the girls during the summer, but this is my first school year working with them. So
That is excellent. What do you ladies have to say about what she's done? Are you proud of her? Is she a good leader, a good example for you? We all need champions. We all have to have in our circle a champion that's going to set the pace, go out first, be brave enough to do this, and then bring everybody with them.
yes,
We get everybody down the field. We did a great job. And I love what you're doing. You're facing it yourself. You're going to handle it yourself, and your confidence level. You're going to win.
Oh, thank you.
You're going to win.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to come in and talk? This is the start of your radio career, okay? You're going to go into broadcasting. So here we go. With the news, we have, what's your name?
My name is Nakume.
And working around your friends, do you notice anybody that could use a little help that has bad days and not well? Do you try to talk with them or be available for them?
Sometimes with my sister, she'll have bad days, and she'll end up screaming and stuff.
Well, you know something, you bring up a good topic, and that's what's going on in the family. Sometimes when you come in, you bring a lot of this stuff with you, and sometimes we got family members that might need to talk to somebody, or we can say, hey, this is what I learned, and let me share this with you. If they ask you, this is what I think I could help with, it's a good solution, why don't you try this or something else? So, the family's important. A lot of times when the family's under stress, it slides right down to the kids, to the children. So I really think that how you manage it, how you deal with it, and be honest with your parents. I really think it's important that parents coach a little more, and parents have a time where they could talk with you and listen. And listen, now, my daughter, I came halfway. to meet her, and we're working fine. And it works, but you got to listen. You got to practice your listening skills. What are they really upset about? What do they really want? Point is, we're doing a lot of new things. We're coming into new areas. Technology opens things up. We have to be in control. We can't let something else control us. This is nuts, but I saw it on TikTok where they wanted kids. They were getting on top of subway trains in New York City and just riding the train on top. A couple have died. I mean, that's not fun. I mean, and I think the important thing is to recognize it. You're in control. If you see something that you don't feel comfortable with, don't do it. Don't do it, and don't let your friends do it. It's something that small margin of error can come back and bite you later on with a consequence. So really think it out. And when you get good, clear-headed judgment, and like who said, my mind is focused. Somebody said that earlier. I loved it. That's what you get. Be right. Be mindful. Look for you. Be aware of what's around you. And I guess it's very simple. Always try to do the right thing. And that's helping people. I think we got to get back to with COVID, we were separated and we couldn't talk with each other. We ended up texting and all that stuff. We got to get back to eye-to-eye contact. We got to get back to seeing each other, sharing with each other, and sharing is good and bad. We're going to share the good things, and hopefully, yay, we got an AMI report card, but we got to share the things that we need our friends to help us with. And we need help. Nobody can do it alone. We need each other. And once you realize that and start to accept people's shortcomings and differences, you'll see that it works. I think some of my best friends, when I first met them, we weren't friends. We were like enemies. We grew to it, and now we got to be best friends as soon as you understand somebody. Okay, let me ask that question, ladies. What would upset you the most if you saw something with your friend? What would you do? If let's say your friend said, I'm thinking about suicide. I'm just not happy. I'm just not doing well. What would you do? Let's try somebody new, okay? Who wants to come up and say? Who wants to be a leader here and help somebody? Okay, who wants to come up? Okay? What would you do if you had a friend in trouble and they told you this? You can't go home and just go to sleep on it. You're going to worry about it. What would you do?
I would tell them to, try to be, a little bit more positive about, their life. Try to do a little bit better in their life.
Try to do a little bit better. And how about help? You think they need some help?
Yes.
Would you help them?
Yes.
Of course you would. I think every one of you ladies would help. You just got to know. You got to be in the game. You got to be focused and look at other people like, you can tell when someone's off. You can tell when your friends are off. You just got to ask. It could be something that happened at home. It could be some bad news they got. It's just something, hey, I'm here to help you. And I really believe in that. I don't care how bad it is, I'm here to help you. Except bury the body. I'm not going to do that. So, you got to behave yourself. But I think it's really cool that you're here today and you're willing to talk about this. This would not have happened 5 years ago. We would not talk about mental health like this. And I'm really glad you're doing it. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to your mind. Okay? And just remember that. Anybody else want to share something? Anybody else want to go on the radio and talk about what you would do if you had a friend in trouble? What would you do if you had a friend in trouble? A real good friend. Think about your best friend. The mother, the parents. And what would you do if you were worried about your friend?
I would probably sit down with them and talk with them what's going on, and try to make them be more positive.
Wonderful. You talk with them and listen to what's going on. Mm-hmm. What's going on? What can I do to help you? How'd you get in this deal? How are we going to get out? And I think that's really great. Now, do friends do that to you? Would they come? You got friends that would help you if you said, I'm not doing well or having a bad day?
Yes.
Okay. How about mom and dad? Would you go to mom and dad, or do you feel sometimes people don't, kids don't, your age? There was a survey that the state of Iowa did, and it was on 11th graders, and it was really revealing because 1 out of 4 had thought about suicide. 11th graders. So if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 out of 4, and it really got everybody's attention. They thought about it. Now, the reason they did this survey was the results were not going to be shared with their parents. And because of that, they answered the survey as is. So very revealing, but it shows you what's going on and why. What's the pressure? What did COVID do? What did you do during COVID? You miss your friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just kind of on my phone a lot because I couldn't really do anything.
it was a tough time for everybody. I have children at Boys and Girls Home, and we started in March, and the kids did not go home until after Christmas. We couldn't take a chance that they get sick, then come back and infect the other 30 kids that we have also. They live with us for a while. They go to school there, they eat there, and then when they get all done and they're feeling like $1 million, they go back to their family and back to their schools. So it was a tough time. So I could only imagine being away from your friends socially, having to use your phone. It just was a tough time. So you feel good now?
Yes.
You're back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to share something about? Come on in. We'd love to hear you. Let's talk about what would you do as a solution, and what would you want somebody to do for you?
If a friend of mine is thinking about suicide or something like that, the thing that I found that probably mostly reassures them is like, what about your dog? What about your cat?
Good question. That's wonderful. Pets are very therapeutic. You've heard of therapy dogs. They go in, something about a pet that comes in. That's very good, you know. You think about the family, you think about brothers, sisters, mom, and dad, but the pets are part of the family. Everybody's got to find a spot. You got to get a spot that you can go to. And, you know, a spot not physically, but just a spot in your mind, a place in your mind that you can go to as things get better. Sort them out, but you got to have that spot. If it's hugging your pet, that's a great way to wind down and kind of think about things, you know. So I think it's wonderful that you have. Anybody else have pets here? Okay, look at you. We got a bunch of pet lovers here. I love it, you know. So, you know, I got a dog, and I think my dog needs therapy. You know, geez, this dog, he's got his own mind, so I want to bring him in and say, lay down, I want to talk to you. But, you know, we can talk about this now. I'm just so pleased that people are coming forward. Hey, I got a problem. It's not, I need help to get it fixed. And a lot of people get it fixed. Anybody else want to share a comment before we close up the show? Go right ahead here.
So my friend used to think about ending his life because of things going on. So I talked, and I said, do you want to talk about it? He said, sure. So he explained it, and I said, I have some problems too. So how about we sit and talk to each other for a while, and then we'd run on the phone for hours, and then we'd like talk about like how to help each other.
Wonderful. I mean, you know, you guys got the power. By the time it gets to an adult or something, it's too late. Sometimes it's, you know, too late. You guys know more than anything else. If I want to know what's going on, I'm going to ask the kids because they know what's going on. You guys know what's happening. And I think you know that about your friends too. And you know that about the bad influences that can come in. Not good for your friend. Have you had friends like that have gone, were good, and they switched over? You want to talk about that? Because this happens. This is why we're talking about it. We're trying to say, what would you do?
I had a friend, and I've known her since like elementary, and she was like just super happy and that stuff. And then like recently, she's kind of gotten different now, like vaping and weed vaping and that stuff.
Oh, drugs.
Because I kind of already knew about some of the things that were going on when she was younger, but I think they're probably worse now.
Oh, that's sad to hear. Can you talk to her, get some help?
Yeah, I talk to her most of the time, and like sometimes, you know, she tells me about like what's going on or why she's sad, and I talk to her about if you want to hang out and stuff, or like just play games on our phones.
You're a good friend. I hope she gets the help she needs and doesn't get into that terrible habit. That can hurt you. So, and that's not the answer. But she's not alone. A lot of people go that route with drugs and think that's going to solve the problem. No, you got to go to a doctor that can give you the right pills if you're feeling bad. But don't do what you do on the street. And you know what scares me the most? And please, I hope you ladies listen to this. Don't trust anybody out there that give you something that they say is okay. Too many people are getting hurt. I mean, this fentanyl problem, maybe I overreact to it, but I only see the end result. Someone got hurt. And so you guys are going to be good soldiers out there, good ambassadors, and you tell them, no, I'm not doing it. Just not doing it. I'm not doing it, period. Don't do it. It can end the future. So really, it's tougher for you guys right now growing up than it was for me. You got much more, you're seeing things quicker. You have more things coming at you faster. Technology has done that. When I was growing up, my big deal was a transistor radio. that I put to my ear. And that was it. Now look at all the stuff you got with your phones and computers and everything. Use it to good. Use it all for good. So it's all good. I got to tell you, I think we're coming up on the end of our show. Before we do that, anybody, Olivia, do you want to give a plug for Girls Inc.? You guys got something going on that you want to share with the public?
Well, we are getting ready to go on Christmas break. We'll return, and then we'll be preparing for our summer program. So if you have a daughter that's age 6 to 18, you're looking for an intentional summer program, be on the lookout for that information, and you can find us on Sioux City, girlsincofsiouxcity.org. Our Facebook is Girls Inc. of Sioux City, and our phone number is 712-252-1088.
712-252-1088. If you want to get your daughter or into a summer program, now's the time. You know, I watched their summer programs last year. I think we had the girls in a couple of times, and it was just great. Girls Inc. is doing a wonderful job, and they have been doing a wonderful job. And the proof is in the pudding, and that's these young ladies over here today. They want to move forward. They're all different personalities, but they're all the same in terms of getting everybody to the finish line. Don't leave anybody behind. If someone's having a hard time, get them help. And if you're having a hard time, get some help. This has been great, and we're coming up to the end of our show, and every week we end our show with a joke. So I'm going to share a joke with you, okay? Why did the elf go to the therapist? He had low elf-esteem. That's a dad joke, okay? That's a dad joke. Anyhow, I got to tell you, this has been a great show. I want to thank you for coming in. I want to thank our listening audience. Olivia, it's great working with you, and continue. You ladies are absolutely wonderful. I can only wish you the best. And remember what I said. You tell adults they're supposed to block for you, and so you can thrive. So thank you for coming today. I really appreciate it. When things aren't going well, we'll be back next Saturday morning, right here on 1360 AM, 94.9 FM, KSCJ. I want to give a shout-out to the Salvation Army Kettle Ringers. They're out there in all kinds of weather raising money for the Salvation Army. So please, when you see them at stores, help them out. Great cause at Christmas time. So all that said, I want you also to think about stuff located at the old Indian Hills Plaza, the new home of the Ginny Peterson Behavioral Health Campus. And it's a great store. Stuff has been doing great. A lot of people have discovered it. So please come by. If you're looking for a job, we're looking to hire maintenance techs. Also, we're looking to hire teachers. So if you're in the market, you're looking to do something, we have all kind of hours that you can work, and we'd love to have you on board. Great place to work, and we're moving into a new facility next year. You call our HR person at 293-4700. Love having you here today, ladies. Thank you very much. Can you give me a collective Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas!
Made my day, I'll tell you. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next Saturday morning right here at 1360 AM, 94.9 FM, KSCJ.
For more information on the services provided by Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, see them online at boysandgirlshomeiowa.org. Or you can call 712-293-4700 to get more information about family services, residential treatment, the Opportunity School, the Siouxland Family Center, and more. At Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, we change lives. We change lives. We change lives.